There is a phenomenon in the koi tuber community that has puzzled me since well before I started YouTube. Before I started making videos, and probably still to this day, I have consumed hundreds of hours of content created by koi tubers. And amongst all of these channels, big or small, there is this theme that I just want to understand better. Look, it might seem like a silly question, and maybe it has an obvious answer, but I still gotta ask the question. What's the deal with the mugs? We're talking about koi mugs. The hot beverage vessels that koi tubers everywhere emblazon with their channel's unique logo. And yes, this is a thing. In trying to learn more about this phenomenon, I reached out to a couple of my koi YouTuber friends for help.
What's with the koi YouTuber mugs? I'll be honest, I have no idea. I know a lot of koi YouTubers are British, and British people supposedly drink a lot of tea, which is really, really not true. I have no idea. None.
What's funny is Dean was actually a lot closer to the truth than he might have realized.
Really? I could have sworn he just said he hadn't the foggiest idea.
You see, the British and their affinity for hot leaf juice actually goes hand in hand with the history of koi keeping within the United Kingdom. What's the deal with the mugs?
That is a good question, Ty. Ever since we've been part of YouTube and the Koi Keeping Society, even when we was looking on YouTube to build our first pond, mugs have always been the thing. What's your thought on it, mate?
Well, I think that it's like Pokemon cards. Some of them can be rare and shiny, and some of them are everywhere.
So, some people's cups are rare, might be like a golden Charizard, and other people's, what are theirs like? Like a Diglett.
A Diglett.
Hope you're well, mate.
Arron, Leo, I hope you guys are doing well too. Leo, I am so glad that you brought up Pokemon. This is perfect. Why? Because Pokemon is a trading card game from Japan, and it was international trade with Japan in the 17th century that brought koi carp to the British Empire. See what I did there?
Yes, you are so very clever.
Hey, but seriously, let's get into the history. Believe it or not, the tradition of koi keepers trading signature mugs can be traced back all the way to the East India Trading Company. 17th century historians are divided on certain points. You see, as the East India Trading Company expanded their reach into Asia, they stumbled across koi fish in, you guessed it,
In China?
Japan. China? What? No, you're messing this all up.
I told him to go blow hot air somewhere else. Now I'm telling the completely factual, and not at all made up, story of the origins of koi and mugs. In the 1600s, as the East India Trading Company expanded its reach in Asia, where they first stumbled across domesticated carp in China, they didn't learn of the Japanese crossbreeding of these carp until later. These ornamental carp fascinated the merchants, who saw them not only as symbols of prosperity, but as a potential status symbol to impress the European elite. According to legend, one particularly eccentric trader, Sir Algernon Swindlepot, became obsessed with koi fish during his voyages. Swindlepot, notorious for both his dubious business deals and penchant for tea, decided to commission fine porcelain cups adorned with koi designs to commemorate his shipments. These cups were meant as gifts for trading partners, but Swindlepot, true to his name, would slyly suggest that receiving one was an exclusive honor, effectively turning them into coveted items. As trade routes expanded, Swindlepot's koi cups gained popularity.
Now look, I'm not a history scientist, so I guess we're just gonna have to take Koi Man's word for it that that's what happened. But this is why I'm reaching out to people who know more than I do. We've heard from some of my friends over in the UK, but I think it's time for us to hear from my friend Chris up in Canada.
Hi there, this is Chris from Stubbs Aquatics. Answering Ty's question, That being, why do mugs? Why do koi tubers trade mugs? Well, I think it goes back to fish tubers or fish keepers. See, fish keepers are crazy. They're nuts. And they would hand out or send out and trade stickers with their channel profiles on it. Much like this. Well, because koi keepers are that much crazier than ordinary fish keepers, they didn't want to be outdone. So, hence the mugs. And I mentioned koi keepers are crazy, right? And fish keepers are just plain nuts. Koi keepers are crazy. And they're always in competition with each other. So therefore, the one with the most mugs, well, wins. In this case, Vince, you're the craziest. That's my answer, Ty. I don't know if it helped, but that's my guess. Thanks again. Remember, if you haven't already, subscribe to Ty. You'll enjoy it. And I love Koi Man. See you at the Koi Pit.
Chris, thank you for the compliment. You are a gentleman I hold in high esteem. It's fascinating, this theory of yours. The nature of content creators trying to outdo each other. It's compelling supposition, particularly when looking at it through the context of the Great Cup Exchange.
No more
Yes,
montages.
other merchants, eager to outdo each other, began commissioning their own koi-themed porcelain, each featuring unique artistic flourishes. The competitive atmosphere escalated when merchants began trading cups as part of negotiations, claiming it was a sign of goodwill, but secretly judging each other's design choices. It's said that the tradition reached absurd heights during the Great Cup Exchange of 1687, when two traders, desperate to secure a lucrative spice deal, attempted to outgift each other with increasingly elaborate koi-themed cups. One merchant reportedly hired a master craftsman from Delft to create a gold leaf koi design, only to be outdone by Swindlepot himself, who unveiled a mug shaped like an actual...
No, I'm putting a stop to this, man. You're gonna get this video taken down or flagged for spreading misinformation.
But what about the historical paintings?
All these AI-generated oil paintings are just silly.
But it did happen, Ty.
And how could you possibly know that?
Because my ancestors were there.
No, they weren't. Your ancestors were not there.
How about I'm the one who was there?
This makes even less sense. Why do you look so different?
The story is whatever I want it to be. I'm the narrator. I can bend time and space. In this world, I'm a god.
I think we're getting a little off topic. Let's talk to Vince.
Hi. The mugs. The mugs were started about 3 years ago by a group of us, and it just seemed to have grown from there. And now it's, in my eyes, it's a form of advertising for channels. There's that many channels on there, so and not only that, all these different YouTube channels or QuickTube channels. So yeah, it's have you got my mug sort of thing. So yeah, for me, that's what it's about. It's just sharing other channels that I've come across over the years, and I've shouted out and everything else. It's just, in some ways, it's my way of giving back. So for me, that's what's up with the mugs.
Hey, thanks, Vince. Oh, we've heard from a lot of people so far, including what might be the origins from where the mugs originated. But here's what I personally think the mugs have come to represent. I think koi keeping is a surprisingly isolating hobby. If you have a pond and you keep koi fish in it, it's unlikely that you know somebody around the corner from you who also shares your passion. If it wasn't for my local pond club, I wouldn't know anyone in my personal life who keeps koi fish. but not everywhere people live have pond clubs. As koi fish YouTubers started creating a community, I think they were seeking a way to share their passion with one another in a way that extended beyond the internet. As the koi mug trend started to grow, it evolved into a symbol of friendship, respect, mutual support amongst koi hobbyists. I mean, these mug exchanges, they oftentimes include personal notes or small tokens that kind of help reaffirm the deeper connections within the community. In my opinion, the koi mugs aren't significant because they're some kind of merchandise. I think they're significant because they help bring us all closer together. Okay, I have been really excited to share that I finally have a mug of my own now. I've been fortunate enough that a few people have sent me their mugs, and I know it's not actually like a trading card game, but...
You're only saying that because your mug is going to be a diglet.
Shut up! You haven't even seen it yet.
I don't need to see it. I already know it's going to be terrible.
Okay, let's go see the mug.
Ty, I already told you. I don't want to see it. I take it all back, Ty. I'm speechless. This is the most beautiful koi mug I have ever seen.
You know, I've never seen Koi Man that excited about anything before. I've also never seen a Shiro Utsuri turn into a Kohaku, but I guess there's firsts for everything. Now, I'm still figuring out the details on how I'm going to get my mugs to people, and I'm putting this video out before I have that figured out. It's kind of counterintuitive, but I am figuring it out. Now, something I want to bring up is Koi Man himself. This little guy. Koi Man, I've had a lot of fun playing around with him as a character in my videos, but where he actually came from is a gachupon machine in Asia. My brother-in-law brought him back for me, and he brought me back 2 of them. I actually sent one of them over to Leo at Humber Koi, and that was a really cool thing to see them include him in that video that they sent. Earl Grey, that's my favorite kind of tea. So anyways, with Koi Man, I've been trying to figure out how to get more of them, and if you've watched any of my videos, I actually have a small army of koi men now. They're not easy to get, and you can't just buy one of them. You have to put in some pretty large orders, but I decided I'd go ahead and do it. That way I could include a koi man with my mugs, at least for people here in the US. Now, from all of my friends over in the UK, I've been talking to John and Jill over at Wayside Print and Design. They are going to help me get all of my mugs to people on the other side of the pond, the big pond. Really quick, I want to say thank you to Dean at Koi Boy UK, one word, Arron and Leo at Humber Koi, Chris at Stubbs Aquatics, and Vince at Twisted Koi for sending your videos over so I can put this all together. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you later. Bye.